Good morning and welcome to another vlog. For those who don't know me, I'm Kieron and I studied law at the University of Cambridge. I'm a first year student and part of Homerton College. Two lectures today, one for criminal law and one for the law of tort. I'll be heading over to the Cindies site now. The lecture doesn't start till 10, but I'm probably just going to read over my lecture notes. Just have an idea of what we'll be covering in the lecture. So I'll hopefully see you later. So that's those lectures over. The tort lecture finished off on product liability and started to look at breach of statutory duty, and the criminal lecture started to look at other inquiry offences, such as those under this Serious Crimes Act 2007, which was interesting. Heading back to college now. Do need to go get a stamp though, because I've got a card I need to post, but then I'll get back to college to get on with some work. The good news is that I've managed to get the notes down I wanted to get done for criminal law. I decided to just make some notes for criminal law on the next topic. I've managed to get that done. I need to just check through it and just make sure that there's no spelling mistakes while I've been typing it. But I've done it. It did take a while. But I've got it. I've done it. I did have dinner in between for a few of my friends, which was nice. But I'm just glad that I managed to get that done. I'll probably be going to bed soon because it is getting late. I've got two lectures tomorrow. One for civil law and one for constitutional. So I'll hopefully see you tomorrow. It is Friday. So that means I've got a 9 o'clock lecture. So that's for constitutional law, and then there's a civil law lecture that follows on straight afterwards. So probably going to head over to the Cindies site now and try and get there, but before 9 o'clock. Quickly read over my lecture notes, and then obviously go to the lectures, and then come back to college and probably get on with some more work. So let's get going. That's those lectures over. The civil law lecture continued on with the Roman law of contract, and the constitutional lecture finished off on the grounds of judicial review, which means actually there's only one main topic left for constitutional law. That's on human rights, which is quite scary. I think that we've almost come to the end of like the actual content for the course, which can't believe it. Heading back to college now. Probably make something to eat when I get there, and then I've got some work to do, particularly for the tort supervision and the civil law supervision that I've got next week. So having managed to be able to answer some of the questions that I need to answer for the tort supervision, here we are once more with the laundry segment, the best part of the vlog. New machines, for those who are not aware, who haven't seen the last vlog, there are new machines, new system compared to last time, which is good. We just use our card now rather than we top up the cards online, which means that we don't need any physical cash now. So I'll do that. It's about 40 minutes, so I'll probably go back to the library and just download a few things for the next criminal law supervision, and then come back and collect my clothes. The cases, the journals have been downloaded from Westlaw, which is one of the main sites that you get the cases for criminal law, for tort law and for constitutional. Clothes are hung up behind me, as you can see. I'm just about to go to Hall to have something for dinner. It's Friday, so it's fish, which I love. I always look forward to having fish on the Friday, so that'll be good. And then I'll probably go back to the library. I think I'll probably do constitutional, and there's a question that we've got to hand in before next Thursday for civil law, so I'll probably be doing that as well. I did decide to get a little bit ahead by answering some of the questions for the next constitutional supervision. I've put some answers down. It's not fully finished yet, but I've managed to get answers for most of the questions, which I'm pleased with. And I started to look at my problem question for that I need to hand in by next Thursday for civil law. I've just read through it, highlighted, made some notes on kind of like what things I could bring in, what issues are relevant, and what the relevant law is that I need to bring in as well. I'll probably develop that more during the weekend, and obviously then write it up for Thursday. Just having a nice cup of tea, and I'll probably go to bed soon, so hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. It is finally the weekend. That means I don't have any lectures or supervisions on or anything like that. Some of my friends do. For example, my Natsuki friends, Natsuki mean natural sciences, but I don't. But I do have, on the other hand, a lot of work to get on with, and plan some essays out, do some note taking and things like that. So I'm probably going to go to the library soon, but I think I'm going to make myself a breakfast. I think I might boil some eggs and just have that for breakfast, and then go to the library and get on with some work. I have managed to do 2 plans. I've done a plan for my criminal law essay and a plan for my constitutional law problem question. They're not fully finished. I'll need to check them, make sure I've got everything I need in them, but I'm glad that I've at least managed to get quite a lot. I managed to get something down. I managed to actually put a plan together. Just had something to eat for dinner, for lunch. Probably be going back to the library now. Probably to make some notes for tort law. I want to make a couple of notes for tort law, and there's also 2 more essays. Well, actually, there are 2 scenario questions that need plans for them. I would like to hopefully get the plans done today, and then type them up within the next few days, and then they're all ready to be sent off to my supervisors. So that's the plan for this afternoon. So, how am I getting on? Well, I've managed to start to make some notes for one of the topics for tort law, and I've mostly done the plan for my tort essay, tort problem question I should say. I've just had something to eat as well. Normally we make something together as friends, but people have just decided to make something themselves, and other people have had things on, so that's why we haven't made anything this week. Probably heading back to the library now, continue to make some more notes, and I've got 1 more essay I need to plan out. That's for the Roman law. That's due in on Thursday. Hopefully I'll get that done, and then probably come back and get a good night's sleep. How am I getting on? Well, I've started to type up some notes on one of the topics for tort law, and I've mostly planned out the problem question that I've got for tort law as well. Just had something to eat. We do normally make something together as friends on a Saturday, but that hasn't happened this week, so I made something myself, which was nice. Probably head back to the library now, get on with some more work. I do have 1 more essay to plan out. Getting a little tired, but I'll just do my best. So I've managed to get some form of a plan done for all of my essay questions / problem questions that I need to do, which I'm just glad. I'm glad I've been able to do that, and I continued on making some more notes on the topic for tort. Haven't finished that yet, but I'll probably finish that tomorrow. Very tired now. It's been quite a productive day actually. I'm pleased with what I've managed to get done. Still more to do, of course, but I'll get on with that tomorrow. Tomorrow is Sunday. Sunday meaning brunch, which will be nice. So I shall see you tomorrow. Good morning. It is Sunday, and that means it is brunch today, which will be good as always. But first of all, it is time to return to the library. Probably going to do some note taking for taught, and then I'll see how I get on. And obviously I've got some problem questions that I do need to, and an essay question that I do need to type up, but I'll get to those. I'll get to those in good time. So yeah, I'll see you later. I have just come back from brunch. It was delicious. Quite big portions actually this week compared to previous weeks, but it was good. It was good to catch up with friends. Time to head back to the library. I've mostly done the notes I need to do for the topic that I do for the law of tort. But I think I'll finish that off later because I do have some essays and problem questions that need to be typed up. One essay down, 3 more to go, and the notes that I need to do for the topic for tort is done as well, which I'm happy with. Oh, by the way, brunch was delicious. Forgot to mention that. I'm just heading to the shops to get a few things in, and then I must get on with. I want to try and get on with the Roman law essay that I need to get done for Thursday. I have been successful. I've managed to get the first draft at least of my problem question for Roman law that's due on Thursday, which I am pleased with. And I've also completed the notes for the topic I need to do for tort law. Again, happy with that. I've done a couple of things to organise the files on my for the different modules. I've done a bit of organising for that as well. I'm pleased. I've been quite a productive day, and I'm just pleased I've managed to get done what I wanted to get done. It is getting late now. I'm quite tired, so I'll probably go to bed. Got lectures tomorrow, so yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, it is Monday, and so I've got 2 lectures on today, one for tort and one for constitutional. I'm just going to go to the butchery first to get something for breakfast, and then probably head over to the Sidwick site for my lectures. So I shall hopefully see you later. So the lectures are over now. The tort lecture finished off with breach of statutory duty and started to look at vicarious liability. And the constitutional lecture started to look at human rights, which was quite interesting. I'm definitely interested in human rights, which actually is an option for second year, which I'm considering. Probably head back to college now. I've still got the 2 essays to type up. One's an essay and one's a problem question, so I'll see how far I get on with that, and there's a couple of things I need to do. So, I've got good news, and the good news is that I've managed to do the first draft for all 4 of my essays / problem questions, which I am pleased with. I was determined to get the other 2 done this afternoon, and I've done them, which I am pleased with. Just had something to eat for dinner, but heading back to the library now. There is more work to do, the work does not end just yet. Some note taking to do, consolidate notes, things like that, and that's the plan for this evening. I managed to get the notes done for a topic for civil law. I'm probably going to go to bed now because it is quite late. Got 2 lectures on tomorrow, and I've got a supervision for tort law, so I'll probably see you tomorrow. It is now Tuesday, so that means I've got 2 lectures on. I've got a lecture for criminal law and a lecture for civil law, the law of the Romans, and I've also got my tort law supervision at 5 o'clock, and that'll be at Jesus College. So I'll be heading over to the Sidwick site now for my lectures, and then I need to obviously prepare for the supervision this afternoon. So I'll hopefully see you later. So that's those lectures over now. The criminal lecture looked at conspiracy, and the Roman law lecture finished off looking at the main set of contracts used at the time of the Romans, which was interesting. And it was the last lecture of the the lecturer that we had, and who's been brilliant. I've liked the way he's done the lectures. So yes, head back to college now to prepare for the supervision for tort. I will now be heading over to Jesus College. That is where my supervision for tort law is. The focus for this supervision will be on occupiers liability and vicarious liability, so that should be good. And then obviously afterwards I'll come back and get on with some more work. and I might even be going out tonight. So the supervision for tort law was good. We went through, we mainly looked at occupiers liability, but we did briefly at the end look at vicarious liability as well, which was quite helpful. And then obviously came back. I did have something to eat on the way back. I then got on with some more work for tort. I just consolidated a few things. And now I'm heading out. I'm just meeting some of my friends who are already out, and I'm going to meet them at Cindies, which will be good. So yeah, I'll probably see you tomorrow. Good morning, and first of all, Cindies last night was really good. The music was fantastic. Today I haven't got any lectures on, but I do have some work to get on with. Plus I've got my second workshop for legal skills and methodology, which is on later today. So my plan probably is to go and get something for breakfast first, and then get on with some work. So I shall see you later. So this morning I've just been focusing on, first of all, finished off my problem question for civil law. I did the first draft the other day, and so I just finished it off, and so I've sent it now to my supervisor, so that one's done and dusted. I've also just been consolidating some notes for tort law for all the topics of Ryan's v Fletcher and private nuisance. I've still need to finish that off, but I need to do a few other things this afternoon, including answering the rest of the questions for the civil law supervision tomorrow afternoon. But first I'm going to go to the shops. I need to get a few things in. I need to get some money out of the bank. So I decided to actually look over the criminal law essay, and I've sent that to my supervisor as well, so that's 2 done and dusted. And I did start to look at the other questions that I need to do for the civil law supervision tomorrow. I'm heading over to the Cedric site because I've got my second workshop for legal skills and methodology. This time it's on policy. That's on for a couple of hours, then I'll come back to college and get on with some more work. As you can see, I am back in my room. The workshop was quite good. As I said, it focused on policy. I've just had something to eat as well, so I'm probably going back to the library. There's a few things I need to do. One of them, like I mentioned, was doing those questions and just preparing for the civil law supervision tomorrow. I was able to send off my third problem question, so there's just one more to look at and send, and that'll be all done for this week at least. And I've managed to consolidate the notes that I wanted to get done as well, and I've started to look at the questions. I've made some annotations for the questions for the civil law supervision, and that's another week over, and that's another vlog over. Week 4 is officially coming to an end, which means we are halfway through. We are halfway through Lent term, which is just crazy. I just can't believe how fast time is going. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. If you've enjoyed it, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to share the video. Don't forget to hit that notification bell to keep up to date. Don't forget also to follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and you can also subscribe to the channel here, and you can see my previous vlog here. And yeah, I hope I see you in the next vlog.